On my way into the burn, I spent all morning answering emails. I knew it would happen. I didn't think it would happen that quickly. The horses, Winter Soldiers, got less than a quarter left of him. And the other horse, JK Maga, sold out in literally 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I had people messaging me with screenshots at 8:06 and 8:07 saying, Anthony, the horse isn't up yet. I don't want to miss out, which I always feel terrible with. But he did sell out in 3 minutes. Saw the timestamps. He went up at 8 o'clock and he was out at 8:03. Now, I suspect Winter Soldier will be gone by, well, let's say noon. He'll be gone by noon, which is good and not surprising. I mean, we've had a pretty slow year as far as purchasing goes. I'm not surprised at all. And there are other horses I'm looking at. We're going to continue to look closely at horses as as the weeks come in. My focus now will be those upper echelon horses, and then some of the horses that fit what we're looking for, like the JK Magas. Now, JK Maga, you guys know, he's going to race, 3, 4 more times, 5 times, something like that, and then we're going to shut him down. Much like we've started to do with a number of our horses. Last year, I guess we brought them back in time to do okay. You look at a horse like Oh He'll Know, right? Did okay at Mohawk for a few starts, and then when they started to speed up, she struggled, and we moved her. So in that regard, it worked. But I want to look at exactly when we want these horses back and turn them out and bring them back in accordingly. A little more tailored. So there'll be groupings. There'll be some horses like in New York, right? We're going to bring them back in when we bring them back in. Some of those horses, Simply Chaotic. Some of those horses, I want to give them plenty of time to grow up because they're not going to get any excuses when they come back. And that's not me being firm or saying, well, you got 1 strike left and you're gone. Well, technically, some of them, yes, but not those 2 particular horses. But there will be different files for different horses. I think we're going to have a strong lineup through the winter and into the spring, but it is going to be dependent on what we do. I've tossed out a number of ideas over the last little while. Yes, we're looking at potentially having a claiming group in down in southern Ohio this year, but it's not my, I'm leery about that. It's where all the money is, where all the big trainers are as far as claiming guys are outside of the East Coast. And it is certainly far from any sort of cakewalk, but we'll watch it closely and assess and reassess as we go along. But that is the general plan penciled in for right now. For later. For right now, we are looking for a few more upper echelon horses, trotters and pacers. I think both those horses fit the bill great yesterday. And I think they'll make, as I said, that immediate sort of impact. Now, we do got to pay for those horses. So, if you did buy shares, if you have a balance, fine. But if you did buy shares, I would appreciate it if you could get the money out quickly, because especially the horse for, truth be told, I already have JK Maga. He's going to be at Tim's this morning. That's because I have a very good rapport with Mr. Katz in regards to the Three Brothers stable. It's not that I don't have a rapport with anybody else, but we paid $90,000 for the other horse, and he's not going anywhere until he's paid for. So, much appreciated in that regard. When it comes to the babies, now, you got to start sometime, I guess. The Ohio sale is, a month and a bit? No, it's too early. I'm not going to talk about it. I will say this. I will say this right now. If you want to be involved, because there's a number of people that message me all the time. Now, I have lists on my notes on my phone, but I'm going to make some firmer lists for the fall. People that are interested in buying specific yearlings in particular, whether that be Ohio breds, whether that be, I know 2 people have messaged me already and said, I live close to the East Coast. I would like to be involved in buying a yearling, a New Jersey bred, or New York bred, so likely New Jersey bred. No, I'm not going to say that. But an East Coast type yearling, much like we did with Perfect Thought last year. Right? There are people interested in getting that type of horse. So, for me, my own personal information, I know Kelly is going to send out, we need to personalize the forms. What I told you guys I'd love to do is have it so our system compiles everybody. This is what Joe likes. This is what Sally likes. This is what Tommy likes. You know, these are the types of things. Oh, by the way, they can fill out, send them a report. Hey, we had just bought Winter Soldier. Type of horse that you're interested in. If you'd like to be involved with that ownership group, let us know at your very earliest convenience. Those types of things. Automation. That makes sense. Well outside my purview. I'm excited about these things because you guys don't see the movement in the background. As John and Nishant and his team start to take control of the business side of the stable, those are the types of things I would like to see. Especially when procuring horses like Winter Soldier. I would have to be naive to think that everybody just sits home and waits for the videos to come out so that they can go and see if we bought any new horses and check those horses out and set their alarm for 7:58 a.m. There's plenty of you out there that probably have no idea, that probably had no idea we bought Winter Soldier and J.K. Megan. So how do we make sure that information gets to all the right people at all the right times? These are things that excite me. I don't know how to do it. No idea. May as well ask me to fly a helicopter to do that. But I know we have the right people in place to make it happen. So as we get through the summer into the fall, I would like to compile my own list so that when I'm looking down the horses that we're looking to buy or horses that we have bought, either you've already spoken up for them. You already said these are the horses I would like to do. I always like the buckets, and every single year I ask people, what are your thoughts on the bucket system? It's pretty remedial, right? Here's a dollar amount. Here's the horses we're putting in there. What I would like to do this year is have like a flyer bucket for all the sales. Just a small bucket. We're going to put 2 or 3 horses in. Like Rico Tubbs. Like Judy's Money. Horses that might be. Then we're going to have horses that could be. The Leland Hanovers and Perfection Hanover, who's in the sale. Because they're not always going to make it. They're not always going to stay. And then the supposed to be's. I'm going to try and cut down on the have to be's, but there's going to be 1 or 2 of those also. So as I catch just a quiet day where I don't have to drive until tonight in Pennsylvania, or I'm on my way to the barn, maybe a little bit late, probably going to get an update on how they trained, not sitting behind them. I don't have to sit behind Judy's Money to know she's training good. Jason knows what he's doing. I certainly don't have to say, well, I'll go with them all when I get there. Not now. We got them all training. Now we got our own little army here in Ohio, and they know what they're doing. But I do want to go in and, continue to look at the barn and how we can make improvements as we move along. Anyway, just some thoughts on a Friday morning. Not a ton to update. We got a busy day ahead. Our busiest part of yesterday was actually purchasing the horses. I watched 3 Point Blue Chips race again. I thought the horse raced well. Woodmere Bullock got out of gear again behind the gate. I don't know what Jamie wants to do with him. I mean, if he's here, it's turn him out or we're going to have to tinker with his shoes and his gear. Says he's touching his outside knee. He's on a half-mile track. He's in the right place. Maybe I'll talk to him today, see if we can spitball and figure something out. Anyway, today we have Waney, who's a longer shot, 20-1. These must be stiff. Now, I'm going to tell you what. These are grassroots divisions. This filly, fair and square, not just followed speed. Fair and square paced 53 in a piece last week and passed a horse down the lane to be second. She is 20 to 1 morning line. 20 to 1 from post 2. And just paced 53. Her card looks great. And she's 20 to 1. Sweet Lake. Who's driving Weenie? Of course, Mark couldn't make it. Oh, Ronnie Wren's driving Weenie. He's going to Philadelphia. Good. Sweet Lake, we got Troy Byer. I don't know Mr. Byer. I've talked to him a couple times. Seems like a nice kid. 6 to 1 with her. Again, same type of thing. I don't want her exposed. I don't want her hurt. What did she draw? 6 hole. So you're probably going to have to duck her leaving. There's not going to be a whole lot of ducks from me tonight. Melisandre's going to be going out of there as tight as she can. Probably get away second or third. Tenacious Hanover short field. I'd like to sit pretty close. Lifting Legend is low odds again tonight, so good luck to everybody with Lifting Legend. Memento Mori is the one I'm going to be watching the very closest today. Post 2, 7 to 2. He won't be on the front, I can tell you that. He'll be close. I'd like to see an improvement from him. And then our boy, Mr. What are his odds? 9 to 2. The 13,000 class must be, 2 or 3 from the top. But coming in off racing great miles. Woodmere Betcha tomorrow. James McDonald makes his return to Prince Edward Island. You can just see the headlines. James loves to get home. I'd love to get home too. I would love to get home to have a horse in the Gold Cup, but it didn't come about. And I haven't really looked close. I know we got the Beal next Sunday. We will be entering Arrowhead Hanover. I hope he gets in the B division, and we will be entering Memento Mori. I hope he gets in the C division. Now, if it goes by money 2025, I guess he probably won't. If it goes by total money, he likely possibly could. So we'll see. I guess either way, they'll be entered. Greatest endings at Mohawk. That is a tough little pop-up series. Very tough. I'd like to tell you how it will turn out or what my thoughts are on it, but I think the easiest way for us to go about that is simply leave it as we'll watch him race and see how he races. Now, I'm going to have to understand also that the horse was off 5 weeks, qualified, raced in a very fast mile, finishing back in 51, pace 53. Then he had another week off, and he's coming into Saturday. So I'll judge him more on next Saturday more than this Saturday. But for right now, I'm interested to see how he's going to race tomorrow night. And then Foxy Seaside, I haven't really dug into it, but I don't understand how she could be 7 to 2 in this class, a class she obliterated last week. There must be a couple of decent horses in here. I haven't looked, because Foxy Seaside looked very, very strong to me last week in Northfield. And she strikes me as the type of filly, when she gets on a heater, when she gets on a roll, she's going to go a big mile. And I think the mile tomorrow will be good, but I think the mile next week will be even better. We get Rico Tubbs on Saturday. This calendar, there's no way this is caught up properly. I don't know why there's such a lag. The final draw for Saturday and the changes for the Meadows were done yesterday morning, and it's still not updated properly. As of right now, we have Rico Tubbs. It's so frustrating. Rico Tubbs on Saturday at the Poconos. I talked to Ronnie Wren. He's going to drive him. I told him. I said, if he feels good, drive him however you want. If he doesn't, you're going to have to nurse him out of that gate a little bit. He's 2 for 2 in both the stallion divisions and is really looking good coming into the third leg. So drive him however you wish. He should be good. So that is a little taste of my morning so far. I had a pretty good night's sleep. Back's not too bad. Tailbone is lingering. It's annoying, really, because after the, let's say, day 3, day 4, after the accident, is almost the same as I feel right now. I haven't felt very much movement in that regard. I actually asked the vet to shock my back again. Here's my tailbone yesterday. She said she couldn't. The machine was on the fritz. Not too much to worry about. I'll be fine, and we'll get some racing in tonight. It annoys me about this thing not being updated, though, when it's Friday and the Saturday draw is not proper. I'm going to message Curtis right now. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. For those of you who have partnered up with us at JK Mega, thank you very much. Looks like he's gonna fit very nicely in our stable. For those of you who have jumped in on Winter Soldier, again, this is the type of horse that I think will make an immediate impact for us here at the stable. I'm very interested to see what we're going to do with JK Mega and Winter Soldier. But Winter Soldier in particular, when we get him paid for, we'll have him shipped back here to Northfield. I'll train him up a little bit. We'll decide, one, can he get around a half, because he does fit the non-winners of 7 here at Scioto, at the Meadows. So you'll probably see us start in Ohio or Pennsylvania his first time out. Then when we relegate out of that non-winners of 7, now what? Where do we go next? So we'll see what happens there. But as I said, there's plenty of paths along the way. If he's as good as I hope, you'll see him probably cross the border into Canada and race there. We do have an open trotter at the Meadows, obviously, and Yo Mister, although he's not an open trotter, he's hovering and getting back up in there at Scioto. We do not have one at Northfield Park, and I would love this horse to be able to race there full time, but I have no idea if he can get around a half just yet, and I don't think anybody does because he's never raced on a half. So with that, I'm going to let you go. You have a tremendous rest of your Friday. 77 degrees here at just after 9 o'clock here on Friday morning. Hopefully a great day for me, hopefully a great day for us, but I hope it is a tremendous day for you. I will talk to you soon. Take care.